So the last topic in measure of dispersion is grouped variance and grouped standard deviation. In measure of central tendency we did, right, grouped mean and grouped median. Like that we have grouped variance and grouped standard deviation. Okay, grouped variance and standard deviation. I am denoting it as SD. Okay, standard deviation. So how can I find this? Grouped means what? Your data will be like this now, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, something like this, right? So we'll take the example. So we'll go with the same. My class interval is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. This is my class interval, and I will be having the frequency also right here. So frequency is 2, 3 and 5. Okay, this is my frequency. So based on this, how can I find the median? So how can I find the variance and the standard deviation? So for that we have the equation sigma square. So variance is denoted as sigma square, right? So sigma square is equal to summation, same equation, xi minus x bar whole square divided by n. One more time extra is there after the square into f, xi minus x bar whole square into f. That's it. Only one f is additional here. Okay, and for the standard deviation we are denoting this as sigma, right? So the same inside the root summation xi minus x bar whole square into fi divided by n. The same thing inside the root. That's it. Same thing inside the root. You can write it as fi. Okay, so these are the fi's, right? So if you are getting this kind of problem, first step is writing this equation, then class interval, frequency. So we'll write it once again, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Okay, frequencies were 2, 3 and 5, right? So the thing is that, see, in the equation we have summation xi minus x bar all square, right? So how can I find this x bar? So this is a group data, right? If it is was ungrouped data, then we can like just add the data, add all the values and divide it by total number of values, right? So in this kind of data, if the data is grouped, how can we find the mean? We have already discussed, right? So we have the equation summation xi fi by n, right? This equation we have already discussed, right? X bar is equal to summation xi fi by n. So using this equation we should find the mean first. So we have fi here, right? So how can we find xi? How can we find xi? Xi, so you should write one more column here called xi. Xi is nothing but what? Lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2, right? So it is 0 plus 10 by 2, which is equal to 5. And here it is 10 plus 20 by 2, which is equal to 15. Here it is 20 plus 30 by 2, which is equal to 25. So these are my xi values, 5, 15 and 25. We have already discussed this, I am going a little bit fast. So next step is writing xi fi, right? So xi is already here, fi is already here, so just multiply and write. That is called what? Xi fi. So 5 into 2 is what? 10. This is 45, and 25 into 5 is 125, right? So we got this. So based on this equation, what is next step? Summation xi fi, right? Summation means what? Adding all the xi fi values. So there is nothing but 10 plus 45 plus 125 divided by n is nothing but what? In this case, what is n? 1, 2, 3. No, n is nothing but adding all the frequencies. Okay, so I told you, whenever you are getting this kind of question, assume that this was the marks scored by the students. We conducted an exam in the class. So 0 to 10 marks, 2 students, 10 to 20 marks, 3 students, 20 to 30, 5 students. So actually n means what? Total number of students. So for getting total number of students, what I will be doing? 5 plus 3 plus 2, which is equal to 10. Okay, so the answer for this is 125 plus 45 is 170. 170 plus 10 is 180. So 180 by 10, which is equal to 18. So I got the mean as what? 18, right? So I got the value of x bar as 18. So the next step is, so this table finishes here, okay. So again you can write this three values again, once again. Confidence interval 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. You can write it once again. Till xi you should write once again, okay. 2, 3, 5. And xi is nothing but, don't want to write this steps, just write the xi values 5, 15 and 25. So see guys, in our equation we have xi minus x bar all square, right? So we have xi here. So next step is what? Xi. So first we'll complete what is inside the bracket, okay. First we'll do what is inside the bracket. So we have xi minus x bar. So xi minus x bar, okay. So we know what is xi, right? 5. 5 minus x bar is what? 18. So 5 minus 18, 15 minus 18, 25 minus 18, right? So the answer for this is 13. Here it is, this is minus 13, okay. This is minus 13, this is minus 3, this is 7, right? This is 7, okay. So we got the answers of xi minus x bar. Next is what? Xi minus x bar all square. So next column should be xi minus x bar all square. So what is 13 square? 13 square is nothing but, so minus 13 square is what? Minus 13 square is equal to 169. So xi minus x bar is this term. So xi minus x bar all square means what? Taking squares of all these terms. So minus 13 square is what? 169. Minus 3 square is what? Minus 3 square is equal to 9. 7 square is equal to 49. So we got what? Xi minus x bar all square, right? So see our equation, xi minus x bar all square, that term is done. So xi minus x bar all square into fi, that is the meaning of this. Xi minus x bar all square into fi. So we got xi minus x bar all square. So next column should be, this is the last column, xi minus x bar all square into fi. So this is the last column. So we already have what is xi minus x bar all square, right? That is 169. 169 into, what is fi here? Fi is this value, the corresponding value to 169. Fi value corresponding to 169 is 2, which is equal to 169 into 2. And the next value is, this is 9, right? So 9, corresponding value, fi value is what? 3. So 9 into 3. And the last value is 49. So 49 into the corresponding f value is 5, right? So into 5. So we'll write the answer for this. We'll find the answer for this. That is 169 into 2 is 338, and 9 into 3 is 27, 49 into 5 is 245, okay. 245, okay. So after finding all these things, see what is our equation? It was summation xi minus x bar all square into fi, right? So this part we completed. So the last part is what? Summation. Summation means what? Adding all the terms. So we will be adding all these terms. 338 plus 27 plus 245. So that is our next step. So we have the equation this. So we'll be writing sigma square is equal to, so we'll be adding all the terms, right? That is 338 plus 27 plus 245 and dividing it by n, right? So see, our equation was summation xi minus x bar all square into fi, that was the numerator that we did here, divided by n. N is what? In this case, what is n? N is nothing but adding all the frequencies, right? So what is n here? 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 2, 10. So we already did, right? For finding mean, we already find what is n. So 10. So divided by 10. Okay. So we'll add this. We got the answer as 610 divided by 10. So the answer is 61. So we got the sigma square, that is nothing but variance is equal to 61. So sigma square, that is nothing but variance is equal to 61. So for finding the standard deviation, what is the step? So sigma square is variance and sigma is what? Standard deviation. For finding the standard deviation, if we get 61 as variance, just take the square root of that. So this is nothing but standard deviation. This is nothing but what? Standard deviation. Very simple, right? So this was the equation for standard deviation. Nothing but after getting all this value, taking the root of that value. So we got the value as 61 and I took the root of that particular value. So this is the standard deviation. Okay, I hope I'm clear. If you have any doubts, you can ask, and we'll do one more problem based on this and we'll finish up, and you'll be having 2 homework based on this. Okay, we'll do one more problem, that is class interval is equal to 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. Okay, and the frequencies are 4, 6 and 10. Okay, so if I'm getting this kind of problem, what is the first step? First step is writing the equation. Okay, summation xi minus x bar whole square into fi divided by n. Okay, and if it is asked to write standard deviation, you should write sigma is equal to root of summation xi minus x bar whole square into fi divided by n. Okay, so the first and foremost step is we don't have what? X bar. So first step is what? Finding x bar. So we'll write the same thing once again. 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 4, 6 and 10. Okay, so we'll find the xi is nothing but the midpoint of this, right? So how we can find this? 10 plus 20 by 2, right? So that is nothing but 30 by 2, which is equal to 15. Okay, and next step is 20 plus 30, that is 50. 50 by 2 is 25. Okay, the last one is 40 plus 30, that is 70. 70 by 2 is 35. Okay, so I got xi, right? Now what is the equation for finding mean? X bar is equal to summation xi fi by n. So the next column is xi fi. So I have xi here, I have fi here. So multiplying, I will be getting 15 into 4, which is equal to 60. 25 into 6, which is equal to 150. And 35 into 10 is 350. Okay, so x bar is nothing but what? Summation xi fi by n, right? So we got xi fi. Next is summation. Summation means what? Adding all those terms. So which is equal to 60 plus 150 plus 350 divided by. So what is n here? N is nothing but adding all the f values, right? So I am repeating once more this. So if you are getting this kind of problem, just assume that this was an exam conducted and this was a scores. So 10 to 20 scores were scored by 4 students, 20 to 30 6 students, 30 to 40 10 students. So I'll be seeing how many total number of students were there. That is something but what? N. So which is equal to, so divided by n is equal to 20, which is, so we'll be getting 560 divided by 20, which is equal to 28. Okay, so we'll be getting 560 divided by 20 is equal to 28. So we got the mean, right? So we got the mean value as 28. That is nothing but x bar. So x bar we got. So next step is what? Xi minus x bar. So we will be writing this step once again. That's it. So class interval, frequency, xi. So we have 15, 25, 35, 4, 6, 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So this time, this 3 columns once again. Okay, so after that we have x bar, right? We got x bar. So next step is what? Xi minus x bar. So first, always it is inside the bracket. What things are inside the bracket, that we will be doing first. So xi minus x bar. So that is nothing but xi is 15, right? So 15 minus 28. Okay, next is 25 minus 28, and last one is 35 minus 28. Okay, so we'll be getting the answer as, here it is 13, here it is, this is minus 13, this is minus 3, and here it is 7, right? 7. Okay, and so we got xi minus x bar, right? So what we want? Xi minus x bar whole square. So we want xi minus x bar whole square. So we have xi minus x bar, that is minus 13. So it will be minus 13 square, which is equal to 169. 3 square minus 3 square, which is equal to 9. 7 square, which is equal to 49. Okay. And the last, so we got this term, right? So xi minus x bar all square we got. So our term is xi minus x bar all square into fi. Okay. So make sure that you are doing the summation at last only. Okay. Summation should be done at last. So before that we should complete all these things. So I completed xi minus x bar. I completed xi minus x bar all square. Then the last term which is remaining is xi minus x bar all square into fi. So the last and final column is xi minus x bar all square into fi. So I have xi minus x bar here all square here 169, 9 and 49. Fi also I have here 4, 6 and 10. So I'll be multiplying these two things. Okay. So first one is 169 into 4, right? 169 and 4, which is equal to 676. Okay. And second one is 9 into 6, right? 9 into 6 is nothing but 54. And last one is 49 into 10. So 49 into 10, which is equal to 490. So 676, 54 and 490. So we got xi minus x bar all square into fi. See, we got xi minus x bar all square into fi. So the last and final thing is summation, right? Summation means what? Adding up all the xi minus x bar all square into fi values. So I will be adding all these three values. So my sigma square is equal to 676 plus 54 plus 490 divided by, so what is n here? N is nothing but adding up all the frequencies, right? We already found what is n here. So it is divided by 20. So my answer will be 1220 divided by 20, which is equal to 61. So I will be getting sigma square is equal to 61. That means what? My variance is equal to 61. Okay. And my standard deviation is in order of what? Sigma. Sigma means what? Root of variance. Okay. Sigma means what? Root of variance. So this is nothing but root of 61. Okay, which is approximately equal to 7.8. Okay. So you can write till here only, you will be getting full marks. So your standard deviation is root of variance, right? So nothing but taking the root of variance will give what? Standard deviation. That's it. So I hope you understood how to find grouped variance and grouped standard deviation. So I hope this is very simple. Just study this equation so you can frame those things very easily. So first step inside the bracket, then taking the square of that, then multiplying with fi, done. That's it. Okay. So invest some time for this. This is very easy, and this is there for your first internal exam also. Okay. So we'll give you 2 homework questions. So that's it. For BOT students, the 4th unit is actually done with this. Okay. So do this homework and submit. So class interval is 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, and 15 to 20, and frequency is 5, 9, 6, 10. Okay. One more question is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, frequency is 1 to 1. Okay. So do this and submit. Find variance and standard deviation. So this is the question. Okay. So in the exam they will not specifically ask find grouped variance and grouped standard deviation. So while seeing this question itself, you should get the conclusion that I am doing grouped variance and grouped standard deviation. Okay. So do this and submit. Okay. Thank you guys.